Newcastle have re-released what is probably their most famous kit ever. The 95-96 shirt is back in shops. We're going to talk about that. Amanda Staveley, ex-Newcastle owner, has wished the team all the best after their big win against Arsenal through the week. Newcastle have announced a new member of the directors board, so we'll talk about who he is, what he does in this video, and the will he, won't he. Who would have known that the most talked about transfer for Newcastle so far this window would be our 36-year-old second choice goalkeeper? As it's reported, Newcastle are now trying to keep a hold of Martin Dubravka. Yes, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Loads to get into in today's video, so if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Apologies for the missing light in the wall. I didn't even realise until I started recording this video and I can see it in the background. Yeah, if you don't know already, I am doing the house up at the moment. Some lovely, bumpy walls behind we need sorting out. But anyway, welcome back to a new video. As I say, the new shirt, the re-released shirt was in stores online as of today, was available to members yesterday, and it's in the club shop today. I have seen Matty from the Magpie channel down there this morning. Didn't look that busy. I thought it would have been busier, to be fair. Everyone rushing out to go and get the old shirt. The price point is £90. Yeah, it's one of those, because it's a shirt that people were probably shouting for. I want it, I want it, I want it. And then you get it, and then you go, well, it's too expensive. What got me more was that the price for postage was £4. So it's actually £94, but if you spend £100, you get the postage free. So there you go. If you haven't bought one, you're thinking about it, you could potentially buy something for £6 extra worth a tenner. Just give us the shirt. Why is it an extra £4 for postage? I think £90 is already quite expensive. If you want a name on the back, it's 100 plus. But I think it's just the start. This is just the start. I think we will see the away shirt probably next season, seeing as the current away shirt is similar. And Matty in his video spoke about releasing it in such a weird time as well. Releasing it when it's absolutely Baltic outside. You're going to have 3 coats on top of that shirt anyway. Unless you're a true Geordie. And then you'll be wearing it, just the shirt. Obviously, no coats allowed. But yeah, it's good that the fans are getting the clobber that they want. But it's also good for FFP money. You know, I've no doubt that, sell... God, maths time now. Can we sell 10,000 of them? I mean, that's 1/5 of St. James's Park. Buy a new shirt, that's a million. So imagine if everyone in St. James's Park bought one. That's £5 million. So you can see why they're doing it. You can see how it's going to generate money. It's giving the fans the shirts they want. And I can see a point where Adidas just do it for every shirt, or a lot of them, not all of them. But why not have it? Why not have a section in the club shop called Retro Kits and just literally have loads of the old Adidas stuff? People will go and buy it. I would go and buy it, presents, Christmases, whatever. I can see that around the corner. So if there's a shot at the top that you would like to see them make again, you can let me know down in the comments. And while we're on the discussion of money, Newcastle have brought in a new member of a new director on the board, Jacobo Solis. Now, they reckon he's actually been involved with Newcastle ever since the takeover as part of the PIF, has got a background in investment banking, and his title, now bear with me here because it's a long one, Head of Europe Direct Investments in the International Division. There you go. If you want to tell me what that means in the comments, then please feel free to go so. And Newcastle didn't offer up a whole amount of explanation to it either. It was a very short description of who he is, what he does, and obviously he's going to be part of it. And I think it was one of the papers said that he'll be involved in a lot of stuff, including potential stadiums and everything else. And I just think that's kind of the way football is now. We're bringing in more and more experts who know what they're doing, and this guy is an expert in investments in the international division. We've seen Chelsea sell hotels and all sorts of stuff to try and help with FFP. That's one thing that Newcastle are lacking. We are so heavily reliant on match day and football, shirt sales, sponsors, player trading. But one thing we don't really seem to have, and what Newcastle really claim to are keen to improve on is the likes of the stadium, bringing in outside money, Sam Fender playing at St James's Park, like all these avenues that we're starting to go down, investing in all sorts of stuff that can build value. There was rumours of Newcastle wanting to purchase more area around the buildings around the stadium. Again, is that to convert a shop into a Newcastle-based shop, or even a hotel or a restaurant? We've seen the Stack put up. Like, it's all going down that tunnel, and it seems this guy is want to help out. So yeah, I'm all for it. Why not bring more people like him in to help out? One person who's now left, but did give a nice message on social media was Amanda Staveley. You know, it is one of those things that it's kind of gone now, but they just keep popping up with kind of nice messages to Eddie Howe and the players, and it was Amanda Staveley on Instagram basically saying, well done to the lads on their first leg win against Arsenal. It's hard not to get carried away when you've won 2-0, and it's going to be back at St James's Park in just under a month's time. Already can't wait for that. We've got like 5 games between now and then, and yet that's the one everybody's talking about. It's Bromley this weekend. Eddie Howe's seemingly let the players go and have a bit of a break. There's various photos of the players in different locations. I think Miggy was spotted in Paris. I think Joe Willock looked like he was somewhere snowy. I don't know if he's gone skiing or something for a few days, but it's clear that we had a very tough run-in going into that Arsenal game. I think it's fair to give the players a little break, and Bromley this weekend, you imagine it will be pretty heavily rotated, but then have them back for Wolves in the midweek, Bournemouth at the weekend, Southampton. Then I think there's another FA, and then it's Arsenal. Yeah, so yeah, there was a few games in there. And obviously we want to keep the run going. Yes, we've got the cup, but we're sitting in pole position in the Premier League right now. You look at how well we did in the first half of the season compared to the second. We are rocking and rolling. And a big part of that new upturn in form is Martin Dubravka. As I said at the start of this video, who would have known the will he, won't he? And part of me wonders if this is a lot of big talk in the hope that there is actually something else going on in the background. But undoubtedly the man who's making the headlines for Newcastle in this transfer window is Martin Dubravka, the man who looked like he'd said a pretty tearful farewell to the Newcastle fans just a few days ago. As it's thought that he's heading off to Saudi Arabia. On the other side, Eddie Howe was asked at his post-match press conference what he wants to happen, and his wish was that Martin Dubravka stays and in fact signs a new deal, which I think for me is possibly a step further than I would go. And I will also say that my mind has changed about 7 times on this, but it's because we don't know the full facts. The initial rumours, and we'll call them rumours because they're all over the shop, was as much as 5-6 million for Martin Dubravka, a 36-year-old second-choice goalie with 6 months left on his deal. In what world would you not take 5 million? Reports by Luke Edwards in The Telegraph are basically saying that that's not true and the amount is negligible, and it would just be a way of kind of getting Dubravka off the books, because at the time when this was all done, he wasn't even thought to be in the lineup for a shot and goal. Nick Pope got injured, Dubravka's come in, and he's been good. He has been really good. He has made some saves. I'm not going to go ahead and say that he's been the fundamental reason as to why we're suddenly good now, but he's been a part of it. And when we are, on the cusp of another very big game of Arsenal, getting back to Wembley and a chance of winning a cup, why would you mess around with that? Why would you let him go when we are on such a good bit of form right now? The thought is we're basically waiting for Nick Pope to come back from injury to be like, right, okay, Dubravka, you can leave. But if we're not getting any money for him, what the hell's the point anyway? I would go as far as to say that let's just keep him till the end of the season, see how he does. If Nick Pope comes in and does great, then regardless, how Newcastle is it? Regardless what we do, it all goes, we'll get it wrong. Either, we'll keep him, Nick Pope plays anyway, because that's the thing. If you're saying, if Paul Mitchell said to Eddie Howe, who's your number one goal? And he goes, Nick Pope. And he goes, so why aren't we telling Dubravka then? But you've got to take the context into consideration, and the context right now is regardless of what Dubravka's doing better, is it because he is more confident in keeping the ball in his hands from a catch? Is he more vocal with his defenders with Nick Pope? I would argue that he's not particularly vocal with his defenders, and I would argue that he's not a better shot stopper, but just whatever it is, whatever concoction we've come up with right now that's working, why risk it? And the reports are that despite Newcastle giving Dubravka the green light, are now telling him would rather you didn't go. I think Newcastle are well within their right to go. By the way, Dubes, we've changed our mind and want you to stay now. For Dubravka's point of view, like, does he realise that if he does stay and Newcastle do get back to Wembley and they do, touch wood, touch everything at this point, do win a trophy, that he will be like etched into stone, and we'll talk about statues out there outside the stadium of one of the whole squad. Get one of the photos, and like he could be part of like history forever. You know what I mean? But he's and bearing in mind, I'm sure he has a lot of money from being a footballer already. Does he need to get the extra from Saudi Arabia? At the end of the day, I think we've it's like we've got Nick Pope. It's not like we're letting Dubravka go and John Ruddy's going to have to play. Like the chances are he would probably put Nick Pope back in anyway. So. Yeah, it's one of those. Let me know your thoughts down below on the new shirt. £90, are you going to buy it? What do you think of Amanda Staveley saying big up to the lads? I think it's still sad that she had to leave the club, to be honest. Do you know much about this new director? If so, feel free to comment. And do you think we should let Dubravka go? I think we don't know the full facts. How much is the money? Because I do think if it's a big money, then it's... See, though, because I'm getting... We've not been ruthless with selling players, and that's why we didn't buy anyone in the summer. That's why it's looking like we're not going to buy anyone in the January. Am I saying to not sell Dubravka? Is that going to hurt us not bringing in a Trafford as a better player, as a future player? Is it going to hamper us in the summer because we didn't sell players when we should have? What's happening with Miggy? There's links to him leaving too, so there's a lot going on there. And Eddie Howe also said that it's like a domino effect. Like he's waiting for one of the dominoes to fall so that other stuff can happen. Is selling Dubravka the domino we need to fall to bring in another goalkeeper? Is Miggy leaving the domino we need to fall to bring in another right winger? Is it just we're trying to get people off the book so we can have a bigger summer? There's still so many unanswered questions, but if I had to say right now on my decision that seems to change every 5 minutes on this Dubravka stuff, I would say keep him. If Luke Edwards is right in the fees and the go, like, it's just getting his wages off the books, then I just don't see how that can be like a good choice. And I think for Dubravka as well, I think leave at the end of the season for free and go and strike up your own deals anywhere you want. Like I'm sure you'll get a go to Saudi in the summer if he wanted to stay that little bit longer. It's not that far away. It's like 5 months. Just have 5 months on your still probably really big wage at Newcastle, and then at the end of that, go and get an even bigger one in Saudi Arabia. Who knows? Maybe that's just from my point of view, and he's probably thinking long-term, 3-year deal in Saudi. What if I get injured in the next 6 months? I've got a family to support. It's not always that easy. Thanks for watching, guys. Thoughts and comments on all of that down below. Perfect to talk about today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you later.